for you.
All ready to go?
Should be.
All right, awesome. Questions for Coach Clune?
Thing on, you can hear me?
Yep.
All right.
No questions.
Awesome.
Any questions?
Here we go.
All right, Sean, go ahead.
Yeah, Coach, I'll just kind of start this off a little bit open, but what did the tape teach you guys a little bit when you kind of look back through the season opener? I know game one is, I don't think it's ever where anybody ever wants to be, but did you kind of see some things that you liked and in addition to things that talked about with Kalani a bunch about what needs to be worked on, that kind of thing?
Yeah, and it's just another part of college football. The improvement between week 1 and week 2 is usually the biggest improvement you have all year. So I'm really proud of the way that the guys played Saturday night, but then come Sunday and come Monday, it's time to get back to work and improve on some of those things. And so as a linebacker group, I was extremely pleased at how hard they played. Keenan was productive, Peyton was productive, Ben Bywater was productive, Drew Jensen was productive, and so those guys were flying around, playing hard, wanted to play physical, and was very proud of that. Now coming back in, there's a lot of things we can do with our pre-snap awareness on what's coming. Footwork and some different things, defeating blocks in some certain areas, and then finishing plays. And there was sometimes came in a little bit out of control, and that's just maybe first game just flying around. Maybe it wasn't the best technique and fundamentals, but we can get better at all those little things. And like I said, the difference between week 1 and week 2 should be huge.
Awesome. Jake, go ahead.
Yeah, Coach, your 3 starting linebackers, I believe, combined for 36 tackles between Peely, Wilgar, and Bywater. Can you just kind of evaluate how you thought they did looking back?
Yeah, I was extremely pleased. I didn't realize it was 37, but let's shoot for 50. I want production every play out of those guys, and expect those guys that are quality players, have a lot of experience. They've shown it before, and so I'm going to push them every week to get better and better and better. Like I said, I'm proud of how they played. I'm proud of how hard they played and their production. Maybe I left them out there a little bit too long. Maybe their rep count was a little high for the first week, but that's something I got to look at.
I also wanted to ask you about Max Tooley. Are you expecting him back in the near future? What's his status?
You never know. It could be we could sneak him on the field. No, it's one of those things in college football. I'm not going to talk about that. So you'll see on Saturday.
Jared?
Coach, I wanted to ask about the guys talked about rallying to the ball in those short passes. I know that Arizona had a lot of success with those. What's the key there to limit the production?
Well, it's what you just said. We're zone defense. Is the basics of zone defense is you're trying to stop the long throw, stop the intermediate throw. You're forcing them to throw underneath, and you got to rally up. You have your feet underneath you, and I talk about vision and break. And you got to have vision on the whole picture, see the quarterback, see the routes, see everything in front of you, and then break. You have to have your body, your technique, your footwork, your feet underneath you so that you can break on that. And then, it wasn't perfect tackling. We got to be better there. But that's where we want the ball to go. We want them to throw underneath. We will rally up, make plays, and, it shouldn't be a big gainer at all. That's what we're looking for.
Awesome. Any other questions? Mitch, go ahead.
Yeah, Coach, this is your first year full-time being with BYU. You've seen the rivalry from the Utah sideline, I believe, in the past, but maybe just some of your thoughts and feelings on maybe the history of this BYU-Utah rivalry and some of your experiences with it.
So I got to Utah, and I still consider myself a bit of a tourist, but because I didn't grow up in the rivalry. But I got to Utah in 2001, and we had a heck of a ball game down here in Provo. which I was on the losing side of. And then in 2002, if I remember right, it was like 7-6. It was a heck of a ball game. We stopped them down on the goal line late. I mean, they ripped the goal sticks down and threw them out of the stadium and everything. That was a wild time. But yeah, so those two games, I was 1-1 in those, and it's just it's such a, I don't know, it's a fun rivalry because the whole state is there's everybody cares about this one. You know, the whole state sits on one side or the other, and so yeah, let's get after it this weekend down here.
You've had other stops in your coaching career. Is there other rivalries that you've experienced that compare to this one, maybe in terms of the intensity that BYU Utah produces?
I can't say. There's personal rivalries that I've got with, you know, different coaches and different friends or whatever it may be. But I can't say that there's a bigger one as far as everybody that you talk to within 100 miles of here is going to, like I said, is going to sit on one side or the other. And, you know, that everybody cares about this one. And so that's different from a lot of places where I'm trying to think. I can't think of another one that has that big of a following. So no, this is pretty special.
Okay, last question. Jared, go ahead.
Coach, I wanted to ask what challenges you see Utah presenting this week, particularly for your linebacking group. But you know, they were pretty good in their first game.
You know, it's I've known Andy Ludwig for 20 years. And so I know what you're going to get in that offense. It's going to be very detailed and very disciplined. They're going to run the ball hard, you know, take their shots and then spread it out and throw it around and get the ball to their athletes. So I expect all the same things, you know, and it's going to be a war up front. And this is like one of those old timey games that is going to be a lot of fun for the linebackers. And so, you know, they're going to try to pound the rock and we're going to try to stop them. So, you know, I think our kids are going to have a lot of fun with this one. And, you know, it'll all come down to those types of things. Who can win in the trenches? Who can win the turnover battle? You know, all that stuff.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach. You're good to go.
Thanks. See you guys.
Thank you.
Tell Peyton started quarterback.